The motion prevails. The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House. Members, under the rules, while the House is under a call, any member who wishes to leave the hall must have written permission of the Speaker. The Chair is providing written permission to be entered in the journal for each member registered as present on today's roll call to leave the chamber and return tomorrow at 1 p.m. Please return at the appointed time. Mr. Guerin moves that the House stand adjourned until 1 p.m. Tuesday. Is there objection? Chair hears none, and the House stands adjourned.
Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. Yes, yes. He is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this. But he's been able to get away with this because the House Republicans are complicit. He's been able to get away with this because Senate Republicans are complicit. But most importantly, the courts, especially the Supreme Court, is complicit. And so I think one of the places that we have to start is we are absolutely, they are the highest court in the land, and they have no ethics guardrails. Now you go down to the lower courts and they do. How much sense does that make? When we know that they're taking money, we have the paper trail, and they refuse to put guardrails on themselves, so it's time for us to do it for them.
Yeah, you just can't make that up. Boy, just when you think it don't get worse, it gets worse and worse and worse for this lady and Democrats. I tell you, boy, they want this ghetto trash gone. I don't blame y'all. I don't. That's why I keep reporting. I'm ready for this stuff to be walked out. I really am.
You guys want to know the real reason why the Democrats are making such a big deal about the redistricting of Texas? It's because Jasmine Crockett could lose her seat completely. Al Green could lose his seat completely. Two other Democrats are going to have to compete against each other to win their seat, and only one gets to move forward. And a fifth Democrat will have to win their seat against a Republican in what will become a Republican district. So long story short, they don't want to lose 4 to 5 of their Democratic colleagues. But what they didn't tell you is that the Democrats have already done this with 8 different states, causing a total of 6 Republicans to lose their seats, while the Democrats gained 5. And that's all just over the last 10 years. But that's besides the point. How did the Democrats decide that they're not going to let Texas redistrict their map? They all fled the state. They all said if we're not here to vote on it, then it can't happen. And that shit's illegal, so they've been ordered to come back or get arrested. But regardless of all that bullshit and drama, I don't know about you, but I could definitely live the rest of my life with a smile on my face if I never have to hear Jasmine Crockett's voice ever again.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
I tell you, I've been one of those ones advocating for it. We're going to keep advocating. We want this heifer gone. We want this ghetto trash out. And it's not just me. It's a lot of people. Black people. You know, she loves to pull the race card. That's all she knows is fear-mongering and race card. That's it. So they run off the same script. It's just white people, white supremacy. White people are destroying the country, you know, and I'm a black woman. You know, people sick of this lady, man. They want this trash gone. Tell her eyelashes is on the floor. Tell her to pick her eyelashes up. Tell her to pick her eyelashes up. I'm just saying. I'm sick of this heifer here, man. I am. But if Texas redistricting passes, Jasmine, they call her Jasmine Ghetto Trash. Crockett will be out of the district. Let's get it done. If the new Texas U.S. House redistricting map passes, it will make Jasmine Crockett lose her seat. Get the ghetto trash out. Look, everybody, look, you just scroll down, everybody's saying this. Everybody's sick of this lady, man. You know? And then they run to the fake news media, you know. People sick of this crap, I'll tell you. You know, and I'm one of those ones advocating. You got doggone right. You know, people sick of this. They've achieved nothing. And then it's just Trump is bad. Trump bad. Then they just blame and shame white people. White people are the problem. Same with the other lady, Ilhan Omar. We must fear white people, the white men in this country. You know, and it's just Trump bad, fear mongering. We're going to lose everything. We're going to lose our rights. The market's going to crash. Everything's going to burn and crash under President Trump. Well, how has that worked out for you these first 6 months of his second term? How does that all worked out for you? What happened to World War III? I'm just saying. When did the dictating start? They said the dictating started on day one. I'm just saying. You just can't make this crap up, man. But I definitely seen Doug posted a video. I want to check out this video. He says Jasmine Crockett, who made Trump's life hell, is finally getting payback. Let's see what Doug is reporting on. Shout out to my brother Doug in exile. And again, we've been friends and homies for a long time, especially these past couple of years. What a great guy, you know, and he shows so much love and support to the channel, and tons of you guys have as well, man. We've been rocking and rolling, you know. Boy, we took some ups and downs, some turns, but glad to see my brother is back, and he's back healthy as well. I know he had some hiccups with his health earlier this year, but glad he's in good health. Let's go and jump into this, man.
To use election manipulation. We've seen them use lawfare against Trump. And then we saw after Trump won the election that they went to lower court judges to go up and try and usurp the presidential powers. Yet another power that they're trying to use is gerrymandering districts. They're trying to make Texas go purple and keep it from floating red, which is its natural path. Now, this is actually a strategy that already worked in Colorado, turning it purple to blue, hard blue. And if Republicans do nothing about it, we will lose places like Texas. I'm here in Tennessee. We would easily lose places like Tennessee and Florida. This is how you protect swing states. And that's why we're focusing on this just on today, on the giant, massive drama where Abbott's threatening to jail, fine Democrats who are leaving the state because they're trying to protect Jasmine Crockett's seat, and she is going the way of the bye-bye. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Let me see how quickly I can get through these articles. Watch this. So first, here's Greg Price. So the Texas Democrats have decided to flee their state to protest, quote, partisan gerrymandering. Half of them are currently in Illinois. They're all meeting in Chicago, the most gerrymandered state in the country. The other half are in New York, where Democrats redrew the congressional map in their favor after Republicans gained seats in 20.
Well, I've been saying gerrymandering. I've been saying gerrymandering for a long time.
22. Here's some headlines. MSNBC breaking Democrats head to Illinois to deny Republicans a quorum in redistricting. There's their gerrymandering districts. Look at that. This one blue hook right here where they're just literally picking only Democrat neighborhoods, strings of neighborhoods, so that they can force control of the whole state. Here's John Campbell. Governor Hochul just joined by 6 Texas Democrats plus members of her cabinet and New York Speaker Heastie in the Red Room at the New York Capitol. So they're making their big public statements. Here's NBC News. New York lawmakers approve a new congressional map, giving Democrats a slight boost. That's their admittance of guilt. Wait, there's more. Here's Mike Davis. Finally, Republicans with balls. What's he talking about? Well, he's talking about Governor Greg Abbott. Abbott says he may treat fleeing lawmakers who are leaving the state. These are Democrats that are leaving the state so because they're going to lose this vote. So they're trying to stop from forming a quorum so that it can't come together and vote. He's going to treat fleeing lawmakers as having forfeited their offices and move to replace them by Abbott. He also suggests they could be subject to felony charges, which we approve of. if they accept payments to cover impending fines. That was part of things, was they were going to get fined. And rich donors started saying, well, we'll back you up and we'll pay for it. Abbott says if you take those, he's going to nail you for financially doing that. Here's Texas House Democrats that refuse to return to work by 3 p.m. today. That's 2 p.m. here Central, are considered to have vacated their seats, forcing the governor to call for special elections in mid-September. Governor Abbott also warned House Democrats that they could face bribery charges in addition to their losing their jobs. Sadly, if the Democrats don't get back to work and special elections are called, the House will be shut down until they can be replaced, blocking all flood relief bills currently under legislature. This has real world harm that the Democrats are doing. Of course, they don't care. Here's Texas Democrats protesting gerrymandering by going to Illinois, the mecca of partisan gerrymandering, just cartoonishly dumb. Here's quote, "We will not let power go unchecked," says Governor Pritzker, welcomes Texas Dem lawmakers to crooked, anti-democratic, anti-America Illinois.
You've had to leave behind your families, your full-time jobs, your communities, and you did it to protect the voting rights of the people that you represent and voters all across this nation. Tonight, along with the Speaker of the Illinois House, the President of the Illinois Senate, and millions of Illinoisans, we are very pleased to welcome you and to stand in solidarity with you. And
Pritzker, what a bunch of garbage. Wait, here's another picture of Pritzker I found. There he is in his Chicago Bulls sweater walking, trying to show that he's trying to get healthy, but he missed this sign over here. It says, all you can eat. It looks like that's where he's coming from. Here's Jasmine Crockett calling Trump.
Hey, Doug is dead wrong. Dead wrong. And it's funny because we reported on this earlier this morning. And I said, oh, man, look at the Pillsbury Doughboy pizza man up there. I tell you. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. They ought to walk that big scamming dog out.
A piece of S. She's angry. Good. Stay angry. You're going to lose your seat.
Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on.
I played this in the beginning of the video. I can't listen to this woman again, man. I'm sorry, you guys. I really am. I can't do it.
Jasmine, it's terrible. Show some empathy.
He is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to listen. And so I think one of the places that we have to start is we are absolutely, they are the highest court in the land, and they have no ethics guardrails. Now you go down to the lower courts and they do. How much sense does that make? When we know that they're taking money, we have the paper trail, and they refuse to put guardrails on themselves. So it's time for us to do it for them.
That redistricting goes through. That is, if Texas runs honest districts, she loses her seat. So the universe is healing, my people. Texas House Democrats have been given until 3 p.m. today to return to the Capitol in Austin, or they should be removed. And this is what I support. Greg Abbott, that people are calling out in Texas, and Ken Paxton, Texas. Americans are tired of platitudes with no follow through. It is time for actions, and we agree. Here's Kyle Becker. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker in interfering in Texas redistricting out of feigned concern to prevent gerrymandering. Pritzker is hosting Texas Dems who fled the state to prevent a vote. They are in danger of arrest. Now, the Texans have to go far enough away that you can't fly them back. So they're going way up to Illinois. They could have gone to a neighboring state. They go up to Illinois and they go out to New York. That's part of their, so I'm talking about their strategy. Now, look on the left, this image over here is Illinois. On the right is Texas. Make it stop. So here's Texas with the tiny blue districts. Can you see this graphic here? Little blue notch here, notch here, notch here, and the rest is red. Here's what Illinois does to spread out their Democrat, literal manipulation of their districts. Here's your bribery and quid pro quo, Greg Abbott. Who's paying Democrats to break the law? Asked Charlie Kirk. That's what we want to know. Who is paying them to break the law? Here's Benny Johnson. The Texas Democrats flood their state in a $47 million Embraer ERJ 170 jet. The jet costs $17,000 per hour to operate. That means the flight to Chicago cost nearly $100,000. Texas Republicans need to launch an emergency investigation into who paid for this seditious stunt. Forget seditious. I guess global climate alarmism and climate change is over. Democrats are flying private jets unnecessarily. They could have taken a bus. They could have taken an electric car. It's over, guys. Climate change is over. Thank you, Democrats.
Oligarchy.
Here's more from Tara Bull. Breaking: Texas Governor Abbott has issued a warning that if the House Democrats do not return by 3 p.m. tomorrow, he will declare a move to declare their seats vacant and replace them. I just want to replace them with like Roseanne Barr, Alex Jones. Who else can we replace them with? Alex Stein. Let's replace them with Stephen Gardner. Let's replace them with all of our favorite YouTubers would be great. And then here's, don't test Abbott's Democrats. It's time to replace them anyway. They're trying to desperately to turn Texas blue. That's the key. They want that state blue. They do not care about anything else. Here's more from Jamels. Texas Democrats cowardly fled for Chicago, not only to dodge the redistricting, but it also goes to ignore critical votes on recovery efforts following recent devastating floods. Yeah, they don't care about flood victims. We already know that. Here's Breitbart News going, no, don't take her out of the spotlight. This is one bad strategy to having Jasmine Crockett lose her seat, is we lose her being in the spotlight and helping Democrats lose and Republicans win. Crockett, I do not currently reside in my district based on the GOP proposed maps. So she couldn't win in that district. She'd have to move or something else. Here's more from Kyle Becker. Democrats literally do this in every state they control. There are states where Republicans vote in higher percentages than their representation. This is correcting the Democrats' problem of corrupting the process with racial redistricting, which is against the law, according to the Supreme Court. That's what Jasmine Crockett says is immoral. They want to be able to racially determine districts that should have no place in America. My Democratic colleagues and I just left the state of Texas to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab. Trump is trying to rig the midterm elections right before our eyes. But first, he'll have to come through us. Abbott, kick this guy out, replace him. I want emergency elections right now. Here's DC Trano. These Texas Democrats wear shirts that say, let the people vote, as they fly away to another state to break quorum and prohibit the people from voting. Hilarious hypocrisy. This is State Representative Ron Reynolds. Texas House Democrats are united in doing whatever it takes to stop Trump's takeover. I'm proud to join all these people in the fight for democracy. There they say, let the people vote in Texas. These guys are all lying to you. They don't mean it. Here's the latest on the Hill. Come and take it. Texas Democrats says Abbott removal threat is, quote, all bluster, as they left to go to Illinois. Let's find out if it's all bluster or not. Texas House Democrats Caucus Chair Gene Wu brushes off Greg Abbott's threat to remove Democrats from Texas legislature after they left the Lone Star State Monday in protest of GOP redistricting efforts. Frankly, Democrats say, come and take it. Wu told CNN's John Berman in an interview on Monday, referring to threats against the lawmakers. It's good. I say go take it. They're calling your threat, Greg Abbott. It's time to get your balls. Everyone's saying you have. Let's see him come out. And then here's a great little meme of Greg Abbott in his wheelchair holding up the redistricted Texas state. And there's Jasmine Crockett running away while he's laughing. Keep you guys posted on this. This does have far-reaching implications to are the Democrats going to be able to redistrict and do manipulation now before 2026, where they try to steal the Senate and the House of Representatives. Trump's going to stop them. Greg Abbott's going to stop them. Republicans need to fight early now. Otherwise, because Democrats have never been less popular, they have to do something about it to ever win again, and this is their cheating.
Yeah, buddy. Just can't make this up, man. We're here for it, boy. We are rocking and rolling. I tell you, Jasmine Crockett. Oh, Miss Crockett, this is good. Yeah, tell her to pick her eyelashes up on the floor. Time to walk this heifer out. Walk out.